Well, thank you so much for being here with me once again in a new episode, A Legacy of Love, Un Legado de Amor, which, as you know, I also have in Spanish several days of the week. I try to do one in one, a day English and a day Spanish. But with that said, we want to get started. We have a very special guest today. Her name is Shika, sorry, and I just cannot wait to have a little bit more about her life, her story, and her amazing book that is somewhat similar to my story too. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Analee. Thanks for having me. I'm Shikha. I believe in gratitude. So in India, we do namaste, which is like the divine in me bows to the divine in you. So thanks for having me. I'm a first generation immigrant. When I was a little girl, I had the dream to make it big in New York. Nobody in my family ever had a passport. So everybody used to laugh at me and say, well, dreams don't come true. And I said, but mine will. So here I am. I am a senior executive in a digital consulting company that's global. And I am an author of this award winning book that I'm really, really proud of called Own Your Color, which is to give hope, inspiration, and courage for women to just be authentic to themselves, own themselves in terms of their choices, their dreams, be bold, dream big, and support each other to enjoy the power of mentorship.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that it's not a competition. It's about coming together and becoming a team and
Yep,
helping each other and inspiring one another and seeing that we all were born with certain skills and talents. And if we're willing to work together, we could make this world a much better place.
absolutely. Absolutely. The power is in doing it together rather than against. And it's definitely not a competition, it's a collaboration. Yep.
Yes, I agree. As you know, my podcast is about overcoming and sharing. I had to overcome so many things at a very young age, and it was not easy. But knowing that I had a very good solid foundation, and my mother taught me about that foundation of believing in a higher power. And I was very grateful to her because I don't think I would be here if it wasn't because she told me, seek the Lord, seek your faith. And as you know, we have all these things we have to overcome. I know that you also had to overcome a lot.
Yeah, I did, Annalie. And one thing that's common is my mom is my biggest mentor. And the book is about mentorship. And my mom told me again and again that I'm good the way I am. I don't need to actually copy others or fit in. So when I moved from India to US with a lot of dreams and only $500 in my pocket and no godfather and mentor, it was really, really hard to just be myself because it was a different culture, expectations were different. So I spent a lot of years, maybe more than a decade, trying to fit in and always doubting myself if I'm enough, if I'm good enough, because I don't look like others or I don't act like others. So overcoming self doubt, overcoming underconfidence, and then also overcoming the fear of failure. I always wanted to do things in a safe way because I was afraid, what if I fail? But only when I started betting on myself and dreaming big and putting myself out there, that's when I saw who I really am and what I can do for others.
Most definitely. And I think, as you said, your mother had so much to do with this, who you are, who you became. And I truly believe that that's who we become because we have someone there that's involved in our lives that teaches us something that you definitely didn't have to change anything. You just had
Yeah.
to come to a place of recognizing it is okay to be different.
Yes,
It is just perfectly okay. I have a different accent. Wonderful. Let's embrace that
exactly.
instead of, suppressing that. Let's look into that. That is wonderful. Your hair is different. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Your skin color, your language, your native tongue. That's not a problem. That's actually something to go back and be proud of and embrace.
yeah,
What you eat, your culture, just like
yeah,
mine, is very different. Spicy food, tacos, enchiladas, all that. That is wonderful. That
yeah.
makes me different. It makes you different from your background. And it should actually bring us together. and
Yeah.
appreciate that we're different. And you have a lot of things that I could learn from. And I know that there's a lot of things that you might want to learn from as well. And that is wonderful. We could continue from there and grow together. Instead of putting other people down, let's try to see what we could do to embrace them, to make them feel welcome, to let them know that it is perfectly fine if they're introvert, if they're quiet, if they don't have to be loud, they don't have to project that they're in control. They just have to be themselves and be
Yeah.
real to who they are, to their essence, to their heart, what they were brought up with. That is perfectly fine. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. You're 200% right. I mean, when I thought of the book to be called Own Your Color, a lot of questions I got was why color? Because that it has a lot of it is loaded. And my answer was the color is not superficial. It's not your hair, skin, race. The color is who you are. And growing up, there's a lot of focus that society has around what you're not good at. Very few people say, focus on your strengths. So the book talks about just focus on your strengths because you really can't be good at everything. But if you focus on what you're really good at and what you care about, what your values are, then you can actually end up helping others. Half the time the world doesn't even know that you need help, so it's okay, like raise your hand and seek help. I mean, I have a very nice quote. It's like, when I became mom, I didn't know anything about raising a baby, right? Like, there's no parenting manual. So half the time, you don't know when the baby's crying. Is the baby crying because the baby needs milk or a diaper change, right? You're just guessing all the time, but the baby also needs to cry to get attention. So if you need help, just raise your hand and say, I need help. Seek mentors so that somebody knows that you need help and can help you. And then together, everybody rises. Like, that's what I believe we all need to do as women, to help each other and to be there, to be that support network so that we all can win. There's enough for everybody. So let's not worry about, just getting to the top alone. Like, let's take everybody together.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like if I've known you for a very long time, it's just unbelievable. I think that that's how we should see life. And this is not a competition. I'm going to get there before you. I cannot bring you along
Yeah,
because that's not the way to go. But I'll tell you that definitely the characteristics that you're just saying, that actually describes who's inside of you. It
true.
just it shows maybe the ugly, the not so good, but instead, why don't you go and change it for something that you're going to touch someone's life, that you're going to impact them, that you're going to help them, that you're going to
Yeah,
inspire them to know, uh, there's so much good that you could bring out in your heart. But sadly, we have to be honest about it. There's people that didn't have someone to teach them that. There's people that
absolutely.
didn't have that support. Maybe they've been in very dark places that they cannot see something better than that. But I believe that if they see people like you coming in and just being real and just showing your heart, that could actually help them and inspire them to also jump in and be part of a team and not be individualistic. Like it's just me. I'm the one that's going to lead. No, it should be about working
True.
together and trying to embrace the very best that you have and other people have and following along, moving on. What would you tell women that are going to be listening to this podcast um, and they've been in a dark place? They have felt like what we felt like, oh, we're different, we're rejected, we come from different cultures. Sometimes we don't fit in because maybe we have a little different accent, or maybe the way we say and pronounce certain words and things don't fall in perspective, like you said, with an ideology, the color of your hair, the way you talk, the way you say things, the way you look, your
Yeah.
skin color. What would you tell them? Because you already overcame that.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, just look around, right? Like, look outside your window or just in nature. Uh, it's all beautiful because it has all different colors. If you look at the rainbow, it's not just one color. And that's why the cover also has a lot of colors. So we all have something very special that we bring to the table wherever we are, whether it's in our family, whether it's in our community, whether it's in the workplace, right? if we lose that and just try to be like who the next person is, it's all going to be the same. And that's not really going to be interesting or great. So, the more you can be clear about who you are, what your values are, what you believe in, and then just be just be authentic and lead with that authenticity, the world will come along. If you need help, ask for help. You're just great the way you are. You, as a woman, needs to believe that. Unless you believe it, nobody else will.
I agree with you. I definitely agree. And as we were sharing before being on this episode on our own, you got to experience that
True.
somehow society wanted you to be in a certain form or fashion criteria. But no, that's not it. It's not
Yeah.
necessary. But you felt that way. You would hear these voices, you would feel not comfortable,
Yeah.
which I've also had that feeling. You're not the only one that, oh, am I good enough? Will I be able to do this? Is there something I need to adjust? And there's
Yeah.
women right here that are going to be listening to this and they're still struggling and
Yeah.
they feel disconnected. Well, you are a great example because look what happened to you. You have an amazing job, right?
Yeah.
Was there something that you changed? Did you listen to those voices?
Yeah. I think COVID was a big turning point for me. I realized I helped one of my friends, and a lot of women, I would say millions of women, were leaving workforce that time. And by me helping her, I realized how happy I felt. And that got me connected with my own values, which is giving back. So that's what led to this book. That's what led to me really taking a very active role in community and workplace around mentorship in a very big way. And my realization is like, achievement is great. We all like big cars, big houses, big titles, or whatnot, right? But I realized what I had lost in that race of being a first generation immigrant, trying to prove to the whole world that I'm good enough. I'd lost myself. I believe in like the real happiness is when I make someone smile, when I actually do something without anything that I need out of it. So that's there's a difference in achievement versus fulfillment. So when I started giving back without any of my own agendas, I felt that's my real value. And that's one of the things that I talk about in the book, that you have to overcome your self-limiting beliefs, but you have to know what your values are. So I learned during COVID that nothing else matters but to give back without any motive and do it out of the goodness of heart. And when you do that, you actually attract many, many times better things. You get to know better people. You actually have great experiences. So, just embrace that and just be authentic. I'd lost that.
Yes, and I understand. Where could they buy this book?
Amazon, it's available globally. Yeah.
Okay, and could you share your full name?
Yeah, Shikha Bajaj.
Could you spell it?
Yes, Shikhabajaj.
And the name of your book?
The name of the book is Own Your Color. Oh. I
Yes.
think with the background it's not showing up,
Own
but
Your Color. Yes.
Own Your Color: How to Unleash Your Limitless Potential with One Secret Tool, M.E.N.T.O.R, which is mentor. And it stands for meditation, exercise, notate, thankfulness, ownership, and read. So seek mentors, become a mentor, and you still follow this on a daily basis so that you can really be authentic and grounded in terms of who you are, what you want, and then you're able to spread the right color in the world.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today and most definitely being authentic, genuine, and just being yourself. You will be able to fulfill the purpose that you have on earth. There's no one else that could fulfill it but yourself. So with that said, thank you for being here with us today, Shanika, and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you.